Okay, today I want to talk about why smart people procrastinate. One, they see too many possibilities. It's a creative mind, highly intelligent creative minds don't see only one way to start. They see 10 better ones. That creates decision paralysis, analysis paralysis, however you want to call it. Overthinking before action. Okay, and waiting for the best approach. Because you're a smart person, you want to do it the right way, you want to do it the best way. Like what this is, it isn't laziness, it's cognitive overload. That's the process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and the senses. Now, if you want to relate more to cognitive overload, just think about if you've ever been driving, say the weather is bad, it's stormy, and using some navigation app, whether it's Waze or what's in your car or Google Maps or whatever, there's a lot of things going on, and maybe the road doesn't look like the way the map is showing you. And like, what do? You got to focus, like figure this thing out. So what you do is like, maybe you ask your passenger, hey, be quiet for a second. Maybe you turn down the radio, turn the radio off because you want to focus. That's cognitive overload and how you're dealing with it. Okay, the other thing is perfectionism versus standards. Smart people often tie identity to competence. Okay, so starting means risking visible imperfection. Maybe you want to appear as smart as you think you are, as what other people think you are. Okay, risking being wrong. People don't like to be wrong. Nobody does. And also risking loss of status and self-image. You don't want to label yourself as somebody that gets things wrong all the time. So procrastination becomes a form of self-protection. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Nothing ventured, nothing lost. That's that logic there. Doesn't make sense, does it? Okay, and the details will come. Like once you start, things start to happen. Okay, just think before the first iPhone ever came out, they were working on it. Did they come up with the right iPhone the first time, the best idea? No. They went through 20 to 30 hardware designs, hundreds of operating software designs. They tried things like keyboards, click wheels, stylus things, all kinds of ideas, and you see what we ended up with. Okay? Then talk about Leonardo da Vinci. It took 16 years to finish the Mona Lisa. That's plenty of time. What did he do in the meantime? He worked on other paintings, he worked on sculptures, he studied anatomy, he worked on engineering designs. So he was doing something, and probably while he was working on those other things, he's thinking about changes he wants to make to finalize the painting of the Mona Lisa. Moving on. High sensitivity to meaning. If something feels pointless, and this is more work-related than anything else, if something feels pointless, inefficient, or misaligned, smart people struggle to force themselves. Is this the best use of my money? If the answer isn't clear, motivation collapses. But then if it's a work thing, the motivation can be your boss. Tell him to get things done, but you're still saying, you're probably not putting your best effort in, but you're going to do it, hopefully. And also, like future thinking creates pressure. Intelligent minds project outcomes far, far ahead. You think about the end product down the line when you get there, how it's going to be judged, what will it become? Will it matter? Did you do a good job? Will people like it? The future weight makes the present step feel heavy. Okay, and we're talking about this all comes under neurodivergent wiring. Just a quick definition of neurodivergent. It's a fairly new word, just developed around 2000 or so, maybe in the 1990s to identify, but it was coined around 2000. So what that means, like neuro, so your neurological system, it's a nervous system, which includes your brain, and divergent means going off on a little direction. So like, there's what they consider typical, and that's like, typical is kind of a false word. It's like, we don't all think the same in this world. We don't think the same between New York and, say, Texas, New York and Virginia, New York and California, New York City, or even America and France, China. All these places, everyone's wired a little bit differently. So you mix those things up. But they are related to certain conditions like interest-based motivation, delayed initiation. It could be like related to ADHD. It doesn't mean if you're a procrastinator you have ADHD. It just means there's some relatable characteristics. Autism, task initiation and being overwhelmed, anxiety, avoidance under uncertainty. There's often anxiety tied to procrastination. Sometimes you just don't want to go. The brains don't respond well to external agency, only internal clarity. So how do smart people actually handle procrastination? They shrink the definition of starting. Okay? Instead of finishing a project, they aim for starting a document. Write a bad sentence. Start the idea, sketch the idea. It's to work through the plan, maybe talk, bounce ideas off other people. Momentum follows permission to be imperfect. One of the things, I used to work at a power plant, and it was a nuclear power plant. One of the things we had to do was get in and out of highly radioactive areas quickly. So what do? We don't just go in there and start the job, discover it. What we do is role play or act out or basically pretend to do the job while actually not doing the job. And we'd find ways to avoid mistakes, save time, and get the job done efficiently. We go through all the roles of every person involved. And then eventually you got a process. It's like a nice recipe for getting the job done. So momentum allows permission to be imperfect. You don't have to actually finish the job to get it started, but you'll get there. It's a simple operation. And many smart people, they work in we work in bursts, not balances. It's things that go on like this. Da Vinci, he worked obsessively, then he would vanish. Steve Jobs, many, many delays, and then when he started to go, he executed ruthlessly. They trust cycles instead of consistency. It's not like the turtle versus the hare kind of thing. It's you work with what works best for you. Okay, trust the cycles instead of consistency. So they externalize the structure. Smart people offload the discipline. Deadlines with consequences, public accountability, teams of collaborators. They don't rely on willpower. They design constraints personal for them. So use emotion, not logic. Motivation doesn't come from reason. It comes from curiosity, urgency, meaning, identity. They ask, why does this matter to me right now? And how to make it apply to them right now. So what's a little more interest in getting it done? So they stop waiting to feel ready. Have you ever gone onto a diving board and you look down at the water, or even if you just watch other people? Some people stay on that diving board for 10 minutes, looking at the water, thinking about it, looking around. They got all these mental excuses. I'm not ready yet. Then you see other people get on that diving board, just jump right in, get out, jump right in. It's how do they do that? I'm more of the wait and see. But once I started jump, hey, it wasn't so bad. The first jump is always the hardest. The first word, the first start, the first step is the hardest. But once you get rolling, it happens. So progress creates clarity. It's not the other way around. And that's our final tip for today. So if you like what you're hearing, if you want to follow along, please subscribe, hit that reminder bell, because we're going to go deeper into how to deal with procrastination, how it can work out better for you. Right? Have a nice day. Hope you get things done. Thank you.